creepy, but it's really to lock other people out.
Lock it in the cave.
Sweet. This is gonna be fun.
Alright, and like I said, just make sure you watch your head.
As soon as she said that, it's a good thing I'm short.
Yeah, caving when you're vertically challenged definitely has its benefits. I bought my head off everything. I didn't really cover this earlier, but what you'll find in a lot of caves are pack rats. So if you don't know what a pack rat is, think Templeton from Charlotte's Web. He's like the quintessential pack rat. So this is kind of like a pack rat's nest right here. So a lot of caving, this is what you're caving through, is what pack rats kind of leave behind. So you'll see a lot of dirt and nuts and there's poop. But then you'll also find like really weird trash. So there's like a weird can back there.
They collected.
Yeah, they're little antiquers. They're little junkers. Some of the trash is actually pretty cool because it's so old. But where you guys all have flashlights, if you kind of hit it right through here, it's kind of neat to see that. There's several caves that will have things called pack rat alleys where it's just littered with
I
trash.
can see a can or something back in there.
Yeah.
What? Look at this.
They kind of utilize these little tunnel systems.
So these are being formed then with the water dripping off? Is that-
Yes, 100%. So those are your soda straws.
Okay.
So a way you can tell soda straws is they're hollow like a straw,
Oh,
but then also too that water droplet that's hanging on the end right there.
Mhm.
So this one's actually a good example, but that water droplet will stay and the calcite will crystallize around the
Around
water
the
droplet and
outside.
that's what keeps them hollow.
So the water is actually falling or coming through the inside of it then, huh? Not around the outside?
Yes.
That is neat.
Or also sometimes what'll happen is it'll come down and then just kind of form on the end, but it looks like it's coming through the inside.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. Ha. That's awesome.
There's some more of that rimstone. So do you guys remember when we left Cascade and there are those
Yeah.
big pools of water? So remember I said some of them are so tiny they just kind of cover? So that is a good visual as to what that one possibly looked at whenever it was a lot younger.
Yeah. How cool. Get that all the way back in there. Looks like an artist came back here and just sculpted all this.
I know. I had a friend tell me. I brought him in here and I was showing him some stuff, and he's like, "It feels like a Dr. Seuss book." In
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Like it really does. It's just so bizarre.
It's
All
such
the
a
colors and
different
shapes,
world, yeah.
all these little curvy cues and.
This is cricket.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, also too, whenever you're done with that, you should turn that around and get what's behind it.
It's
a
360. I can actually do that post production. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So at home I can turn the camera wherever I want.
Oh, that's so neat.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody have one that tall. That's awesome.
I use it for hang gliding. When I fly, I have this extended out in front of me.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that we might fit in this room, so we can hang out in here for a minute.
What is that?
That's
not natural.
No, but it's a
like,
good
what?
question though. That's a ceramic insulator from like the really old lighting that was in here. XK is kind of cool because there's a lot of remnants of old infrastructure in here kind of left behind. So you've got old holes in the ceiling from where they had lights before, or you've got and you've been getting tripped on this whole time. But that would have been like your wire lighting. Those are actually all over the park. They're on trees and stuff everywhere too. So this cave also kind of the same thing with X Cave. So before it was part of the park, it was privately owned. So you have evidence of cave tours in this area since you're talking late 1800s, just that we know of. But I've stopped you guys here for just a second because when you guys look up at the ceiling, there's just a lot of really cool stuff going on. That right there, that's called the Great Chandelier. It's a really cool little collection of stalactites right there. But if you look, you've got all this water dripping. The cave is there's all kinds of activity in here, which is super neat. But you can kind of just look around and follow it. It goes all the way down over here. And then as you guys come around the corner, the reason I stopped you here, you guys, I hate the size of X Cave because I'm going to show everybody everything super close. I just can't. But you guys all have flashlights, so you can kind of pass it back and show each other. But around the corner, there's all kinds of really cool stuff. This is one of my favorite places in the park for formations just because there's so much texture. All that fuzzy stuff, you saw it in Cascade, especially underneath the dragon. But you'll see a lot of it in here. It is called cave popcorn or cave coral, depending on who you ask. I've even heard it called cave grapes. Anyway, all that fuzzy stuff, those are, if you look at it, basically it's kind of almost like a condensation or a water splashing on the cave. Typically you find that in this sheer amount in caves that are kind of a little bit more windy. Perfect for X cave because it's drafty in here. It's 4 tubes. So you'll see a lot of popcorn. You'll also see around the corner another really beautiful piece of that brimstone damming. That's probably one of the prettiest ones I've ever seen. It's just covered in sparkles and little calcite pieces. And down the side over here is that cave bacon. This is the coolest piece of cave bacon I've ever seen. If you take your flashlight, I'll show you guys, you all can kind of do it. But if you just shine your light through it, the whole thing kind of does this effect. The whole way down. It is so cool. But I like to kind of warn you because I can't show everybody in really close proximity. But if you shine your light down on this and then look in, it is absolutely gorgeous. And then all the stuff in the caves, I think I told you guys this before, but all the melted ice cream looking things, you've got some flowstone where the water's kind of just flowing on the side right here.
Oh, look at that.
And then you've got, right here is your bacon.
Oh, yeah, you can really see it there. How thin that is.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah, this is just a really pretty spot.
It is. Look at these big-ass daddy long legs.
This is a really pretty piece of flowstone right here.
It is, yeah.
That really hits the melted ice cream analogy on the
It
head
does,
right there.
yeah. Ice cream's my favorite, too.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't like ice cream, then, right? That's awesome.
I actually can't eat ice cream.
What?
Yeah,
What's the
I have
matter
a
with
lot
you?
of food allergies.
Oh, do you?
This
Sorry.
no, that's okay. okay. But the last time I ate a piece of, like, I ate a spoonful of Rocky Road ice cream,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
tasted so good that I actually cried. Like, I got emotional because I haven't had it.
You
so long.
haven't?
Mhm.
So now you can eat it or
No,
what?
I
It
just kinda
was it worth getting sick?
I just took a spoonful. I was like, it's okay. But yeah, so it's like I love ice cream.
Right, but no, that sucks. But you can eat.
Yeah, it was big time. It sure does.
Look at this little structure here.
Oh, and bugs up there.
What?
Still with bugs up there.
Oh, yeah.
Just look at crickets, but I can't see very good up there.
Look at that. Those stalactites aren't, are those
Yeah,
stalactites? Yeah, yeah. They really kind of highlight the cracks in the ceilings, don't they?
Yep, and that's not really a coincidence, because all the cracks that you see in the limestone, those are weak spots, whether they're fissures or bedding planes or joints, whatever.
Okay.
That water in the cave is always gonna come past the least resistance.
Yeah.
So it's gonna usually follow those weak spots in the limestone. So if you're following it, these lines,
Yeah.
it's not a coincidence.
I got you.
Are there snakes in here?
No, it's too cold.
Okay, that wasn't a snake skin, Sarah. Maybe a pack rat drug it in.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That would be more likely. If you, where did you see a snake back
There's
there?
a little tiny piece of snake skin back there. She thinks it's snake skin.
Well, and I will say, not to lie, there are some critters that come in here, but not snakes. I don't care. You're all for it, right there.
Kill those bugs, Shauna,
Where?
in those bowls.
Very good.
Well, it looks like snake skin.
Hey, I thought it was. The only thing unusual I've ever found in here is actually poop. From critters that you really probably wouldn't think come in here. I some cow poop.
What?
Raccoon poop, fox poop. Raccoons mostly,
Yeah.
but, because I was on a field trip and I had a kid go, oh my gosh, ancient turds. I was like, what?
Ancient turds.
I was like, where do you see ancient turds?
So what's it called when a stalactite meets a stalagmite?
A column.
Oh, yeah.
And
sense.
actually, that's a really nice
Oh,
segue.
that's
You're about to see
Yeah,
the
cool.
biggest one that Carter Cave has, like right around the corner.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, like you're literally about to lay eyes on it. Like, that's really funny, you just had that.
Because you got this little one up here, I thought that was important.
Oh yeah, they're all over the place back there too.
Yeah.
Even though they might not be on the ground, you can still call it that whenever you got on that flat surface meeting the ceiling. So on that first leg, even though we were walking on the ground,
Yeah.
they were on that little ledge.
Ledge, yeah.
There were homes all over the place up
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that right there. Yeah.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That's where you said that, I was like, what do you ask?
I've never been back
You
there.
mean like one of those? So you guys, we're gonna hang out here for like just a
Okay.
second, but you guys can go down there and by that light switch will be good.
Okay.
And then if you guys want to come right here,
Look
and
at
if you guys,
that.
file in,
Looks like some type of alien structure.
basically, I'm trying to get it to where I want everybody to see those jellyfish.
Oh, yeah.
Does everybody see the jellyfish?
What?
Okay, so the reason I'm stopping
Oh, yeah.
here, first off, well, actually, I'll ask you guys, y'all are cavers right now. Anybody know why I stopped you guys here, apart from the
This
jellyfish?
is the X.
The X. It's a pinnacle of X cave tour, baby. But like I said, it's literally that cave X cave. You cannot get lost in here. You might go to the wrong door, but you're not gonna get lost. Every opening, every leg goes to a gate like you just walked through outside. Might be the wrong door, but either way. It's all straight shots. So how we're gonna do it is we're gonna go that way, we'll pop outside, we'll drop down, we'll come through the third leg, and then we'll leave that way. So the jellyfish, the reason I want you guys all to see that is because those jellyfish are attached to a column, and that column is the biggest in the park. That thing is over 30 foot tall and 12 foot diameter. So whenever you go to look at this thing, it's absolutely massive from the front, but way too thick from the back. You don't even realize how thick it is until you really get up close to it. And I will say too, at that point, when you guys are on the ground looking up at the sheer magnitude, how big it is, that is your 90-foot mark. So that's your deepest point underground.
Oh, cool.
And then also too, if you remember, whenever I told you guys about that flowstone in X Cave, so if you guys hear that water,
Yeah.
that's actually running over that flowstone. The big one looks like a giant beige waterfall. That's going to be your flowstone. That's also 30 foot tall. And if you think about it, it's not really, again, there's really no coincidences with stuff whenever you really start to think about it. Water's got the longest journey right there to get into the cave, so that would make sense that you've got water flowing that 90 foot. You're going to have these big giant formations.
Structures, yeah.
So right there, parallel, right beside that column. And again, that whole rule of thumb thing I talked to you guys about, if you stand next to it, you can just kind of hold it up and be like, holy smokes.
There's a bath right there.
Where? Oh, yeah.
So that one, that one's actually really weird that he's in here. I've seen him there before. I don't know what he is, I can't see him. Good eye.
There's one over there.
Yeah, there was one back there somewhere.
Where was that? Up on the ceiling?
Yeah.
So that's, we can't see him up close, they're really easy to miss. I didn't know there was one back there.
Yeah.
I knew about that one. There might be some big browns down here, but that's good eye. I'm glad that you saw that. But I have no idea what he is, can't see him, can't even see his body size really. I know he's not in Indiana, cause the coloring, but I really can't tell what he is.
How many types, like species of bats are there here?
So around here, really, there's gonna be 4. So you're gonna have the tricolor bat, which are the little ones we saw in Cascade, the Indiana brown bats, those endangered ones in those pods,
Yeah.
and then the other 2 are your little browns and your big browns, which they're actually not the same type of bat. Their names sound the same, but they're actually different species of bats. But your big browns, you guys might have saw those in Horn Hollow. So with big browns, if you encounter a bat that's about this big, think a chicken tender,
Yeah.
chocolate to copper color fur, really long, wingspans over a foot.
Wow.
The big browns, they're huge. And then your little browns, they're more of your chicken nugget size,
Yeah.
and they're more of a mousy kind of ish color brown. They have a different shaped forehead too, but you can just tell by their body size too, and the color of their fur. But, so you got little browns, big browns, tricolors, and Indiana bats.
Okay.
So I always tell people the chicken tender thing helps with the little and bigs. The tricolor bats, they're popcorn chicken, you know, and then the Indiana bats, they're usually not by themselves. But if you do catch one, chicken nugget, but dark chocolate. Like a dark chocolate chicken nugget, like a Reese's egg. I don't use food analogies, it's, I feel like in caves there's so many of them anyways. But do you guys have any questions before we go on?
I do.
Yeah.
Up at the top, the gray streak, is that, is the coloring of it?
Yes.
That's from the water?
So that would be whatever mineral is causing it to have that color. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm still learning on minerals, so I'm not 100% with giving it that gray color. The only ones I'm confident enough to tell you guys are calcite. But I've heard manganese oxide could be possibly one of them. There's a lot of different minerals it could be, but that's all it is. That color, and it's just whatever mineral. I can't tell you what it is.
It's just really cool.
Oh, it's super cool. And I was telling him too, when you guys are walking through here and you notice these formations going in a pattern, it's not a coincidence. The stalactites going in those lines, like you saw in that one room, water, path of least resistance is all it is. Limestone has weak spots. This entire cave was formed on a joint, which is the vertical weak spots. So that's why this cave is straight up and down. The water just cruised straight down, found that joint, rode it out. So the ones where you see water coming in, same thing, path of least resistance, whatever way the water can get in, limestone's gonna dissolve right away. You can even see the cracks in them. Whenever you look there, your joints are your vertical, and then your bedding planes are your horizontal. But yeah. Anybody else have a question? Cool. Cool.
Wow.
I love it when the water's running down this too, because it's literally showing you how it's formed.
Yeah.
You can watch the water, it's literally doing it. Such your flowstone. Water flowing down.
Looks like the underside of a mushroom,
Oh, yeah.
doesn't it?
The turkey up there, does everybody see the turkey?
Oh, yeah.
There's turkey rock, no significance at all, it just looks like a turkey.
Yeah.
There's a big old stalagmite. Big boy.
Yes.
And then all these jellyfishes, those are not, I keep calling them jellyfishes, those are your draperies, like I was talking to you guys about in Cascade.
Yeah.
So I just think this entire cave looks like a fish tank. All the coral, popcorn field, jellyfish, it's orange in here, the iron, so cool.
No, it's fine, I was standing in the wrong spot, I'm like, okay, step forward.
Oh, that, oh my, you're
Yeah.
right, that is amazing from back here.
It's just massive.
What the heck? How many thousands of years did it take to create that, you know?
Oh, I know, it's mind blowing. Yeah, we're 30 foot tall, 12 foot thick. That's crazy. And what's kind of cool too is that oh, there's a finger up there too. See the finger?
Oh, yeah. I see that.
It's even got a little French tip.
I was gonna say.
So one thing in here too, I will say, as you guys look up that way, holy smokes. This is my favorite. This is my favorite spot in Carter Caves, honestly. Like if I was just gonna pick a place for formations, everywhere you look is just texture, colors, cool stuff. And we've already kind of talked about what all this stuff is. But one thing I'd really like to get you guys to do, well, at least with small groups that I can actually do this with, is if you guys kind of get it to where everybody can see that big dome in that column. You guys can get in it if you want to. If you guys want to get over there, come back towards me, whatever. But there's a reason I want you guys to do that. Yeah, sit next to me. So the reason I'm having you guys look is if you follow that rappelling rig up, which is, that's misleading, that just goes for change the light bulb. But if you guys look up there and you see all those big divots in the textures and the whole entire way going up, that's a good illustration of what can happen when water gets into a cave and it kind of gets caught and it starts to whirlpool itself. Water will kind of act like a drill and it'll bore the cave out. That's mechanical erosion. So this is a really cool example to show you how devastating and what water can do to take away from a cave. And then you stand right next to the biggest formation in our entire park, not even but a couple feet away. And that shows you all the things that water will bring into and add to a cave. So it's really neat how just whatever water patterns are happening and whatever's going on, it can either completely decimate it and dig it out, or you've got these big, giant, absolutely massive, really cool formations. Wow. So it's kind of a neat parallel to stand right next to them. Going up here, that big bed sheet thing, that's another drapery. Draperies are described as material hanging on the ceiling, pleats in a skirt, whatever, you name it. That one up on the ceiling is my actual favorite because that just looks like a piece of material hanging on the ceiling.
I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah, it's like as cool as it gets.
Yeah.
And then all those jellyfishes, they're also draperies as well. But this is a really cool spot. If you guys are wanting to take any pictures, on the bottom of the staircase is a really cool one. There's this up on the piece off of the counter. Sorry.
I know, so I'm like, I keep like pulling up the lines and
Like,
something.
right there.
Yeah.
And when she's walking through. Look at that, it just looks so.
From underneath here, they look like trees or cauliflower,
After cauliflower.
or like maybe seaweed, salts or something?
But yeah, I gotta have that.
I can see the seaweed too, because I told you guys, I think this just feels like we're in an aquatic clearinghouse, like I feel like a little fish swimming around.
Grand's gonna love this.
Grandma, I wanna go.
Oh, that's cool.
So right now, you don't really have this much too, but, when you're in caves too, something kind of cool is, if you take a flashlight, even whenever ocean's lit, it also kind of helps you pay attention to things you probably wouldn't have noticed. But in the summertime, well, caves that you're gonna have, conflicting air, like air from the outside meeting the cool air in the cave, you saw them in Cascade actually, they're little sparkles like condensation, they're called cave diamonds. Anyways, but whenever you shine flashlights, they're spider webs. And right now you'll see a little bit of them, but in the summertime, the spider webs, they glisten. The ceiling of the cave will glisten, especially at these points where we're getting really close to the exit. You'll have a lot of that stuff. But then as you guys come up here too, this big pronounced piece right here with the light shining on it, those are more draperies. That one is actually formerly known as the pipe organ, because that's something, draperies and stalactites are things that you can actually take. If you know what you're doing, you can take wood, or you can take a stick or something, you can hit these, and they'll produce notes, like sounds, and you can play them. And so that was what this was at one point. We don't do that anymore, and this was not broken off by that's been broken. But if you guys are intrigued,
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
you can touch wherever you want, listen. I know, and I love that, but you touch it. I have to touch it every time. But the reason I bring it up is because you guys seem like the type that might be interested in this. I don't share this with all my tours, because it doesn't really pertain a lot to Carter Caves. But have any of you all been to Mammoth Caves?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you guys heard about the Cave Wars?
Uh-uh.
Oh, wow, oh my gosh, you're gonna have to write a letter. No, so the Cave Wars was something that happened, you're talking between the 20s and 30s. And it was specifically in that area because there are so many caves concentrated in that area. And I told you guys the whole privately owned caves thing.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you owned a cave and you were that close to Mammoth Caves, how are you going to get people to come to your cave? And so there's all these different attractions and things people would do to try to get people to come to their caves versus going to the big one.
Right.
So pipe organs are kind of something that was bred out of that. So there's videos, like if you guys get on YouTube and go down rabbit holes like I do, there's videos of this, like the one I saw, it was almost like shocking. This guy he's got like a piece of rebar or something, he's got like this bar, and he's just smacking this stuff. And he's hitting it, and it's going bong, 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 and he breaks them, and everybody in the crowd goes, oh, and he's like, he just keeps going.
Oh my
Like,
God.
just, it's wild. It's like they were watching like a poker game or something. Everybody's like, oh no, like a ball game. And it just kept going. So that was one of the things that I noticed, like doing research on the Cave Wars thing. But also too, if they didn't talk about Floyd Collins at Mammoth Caves, that also had to do with that, because his whole thing is he was trying to find that passageway because his cave is so far from the highway. How is he going to get people to come to his cave? So he was mapping out, trying to get a passageway, trying to see if his cave opened up to get closer to the highway, but then he got stuck, and then it gets real macabre. What happened after that?
To that cave.
Yeah,
Oh, did you guys go? I
Yeah.
always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could actually see where they had dug the shaft, like to go into it, like it
To
was
rescue
barred
them?
off. There was like a grate over it. Yeah.
It's
it's
actually
crazy.
really sad.
I know. I kept thinking, oh, they found him. And they're like, oh no, they found him dead. Like, it,
And then
they
like
had a happy
the whole
ending.
stuff with like his body.
Oh, I didn't hear about like the details.
Oh, you gotta watch the Floyd Collins YouTube video. 'cause
Oh,
I'm
we
not
only
really
read
playing
the
it.
plaque out there.
Oh,
They
you
put it
guys
on
gotta
site.
go
More
down
to
that
it.
rabbit hole. They literally like put his body in like a glass coffin and like had him as like part of like some
Like on
freak
display.
show
Oh,
attraction. Yes.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
Yes.
Oh, that's so
Like whenever they were trying to rescue him, then people like down there selling hot dogs and stuff.
Are you kidding? It's all
Yeah.
about money, isn't it?
So that would be the money cave, Sarah.
All right. There it goes. I'm getting some sort of push notification as soon as I get out of the cave.
Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, yeah, there's one more cave.
Oh, that's not it? That's all?
No.
But I demonstrate.
I was like,
Sorry,
yeah,
that was, yeah.
No, it looks like there's steps down there.
Yeah, if I get like really windy, and I'll be all right, guys, have a good day. If you guys did it, because I actually like you guys, but like, people don't.
Actually, wait up here for her to come back up.
So she can shine a light on the slide so you don't hit it in her head.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna pop back right here. That's it. It doesn't look crazy, but man, it just hurts when you hit your head on it.
gotcha.
So just be careful. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. Oh, those leaves, those get really slick. Wet leaves and green rocks. And do a thing. Watch out for here. Those are flat back. Okay, watch your head. It's right at the head. It doesn't look like
I
that.
see it.
I kind of light on it.
Oh, yeah, I would totally. I take that out.
That's big. I was like,
I'm not
I
gonna
was
be an
like, no,
expert.
they did that
I
for the
would rather
place.
somebody be overly cautious
Mhm.
than.
The little holes.
Little holes from.
This thing looks like it's fluffing off, or sloughing off. Or fluffing off.
Fluffy.
Fluffy, it's a fluffy rock fluffing off.
I guess she'll tell us if she's Just believe it's the same thing, because they're afraid I'll be in it.
Oh, there's a bat.
Oh, yeah, there's one right there.
Probably should.
Or like a bar.
Like really close. We're gonna be able to see this one really well.
There's also a couple of geos in here, like right up above your old heads.
So is this a brown?
Yes, that's your big brown.
Oh, it's right there.
He's still there.
It's the same place.
We can kind of do like a C around them or a U, I don't know, whatever letter will get us around them.
Oh, he's bigger. Did you say his wingspan was a foot?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It'd be anywhere from 11 to 14 inches, but it's just like, you know,
But
little.
haven't seen a bat
before, right?
What's that?
It's like we all haven't
I
seen
know.
a bat before, right?
You don't see him all.
You
So,
can do
I
it
know
at
the
eye
first one I
level.
saw
where
it,
you
plus
can
it
see
kinda
so
came
well.
Like, I didn't realize I loved
They're
bats
pretty
that
amazing
much.
animals.
And they're extremely misunderstood and extremely important.
Look at all the.
Is this the
growth
popcorn?
right here.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Is this the popcorn, Jess, that you're talking about?
Yes.
Look at their little feet, just
They're-
hanging on.
And their wings are just like our hands. That's also what I find absolutely crazy. They're set up just like our hands. And they're mammals. They have belly buttons and drink milk and, that's so cute.
Oh, look at this.
And that one bat can eat 1,000 insects in one meal.
Look how far up that goes.
He might be. I will say, he's kind of respirating and kind of jiggling around. So, it's getting that time of year where, like I said, we could like look up and absolutely, you know.
Jump in your face.
Oh, look at that.
We would know it.
Yeah.
He would open his eyes and he would start moving and it would be very obvious. And he was like, oh,
That is cool.
Isn't that neat?
Gosh.
It's like the ground level up
Look at that
there.
one like right there, looks like a brain.
Brains.
Yeah. Like.
No, like if it was in the walkway and people were stepping on it,
Right.
like if you fell over there, as great as it is, it's part of it.
You okay?
Balance, yeah.
After staring up, right?
Oh, you're not leaving this way? Yeah. So you nailed it.
Back at the X.
You okay? I know some of that, but it's not. Yeah. Amazing, but, yeah.
Oh, it's open, okay.
Are we back where we were?
We're at the X.
Like the X we were at before?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Go ahead and flip your switch. Okay, 3. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Pitch black, darkness.
So, like I said, I'd like to go out with you guys like flashlights now, so for you guys, if y'all want to come down, I can get you guys off the hill.
Can you put the flashlight under your chin there and tell us a story?
Yeah, I'm not the, there is actually a tour for that.
Oh, really?
It's not me. I can't do it, cause I'm not good at
You're-
spinning yarns about scary stuff. Yeah, let me tell you spooky stuff. Yeah, you're like, I need a refund immediately. But there is a tour in the summer we do, it's called Ghosts and Legends.
Oh, how cool.
And it's in this cave, and then it's also in Saltpeter Cave.
Oh, wow.
Saltpeter Cave, we've already had lots of conversations about, but that cave was a mining operation during the War of 1812.
Yeah.
That cave produced 30% of the gunpowder for the state of Kentucky.
Wow.
There was miners living in that cave. Not on one stop.
And dying too, or? You have to go on a tour to find out, is that what you're
They
saying?
didn't even take the equipment out, so what do you think?
Right.
But I will say, I feel like I'm a pretty brave gal.
Yeah,
I won't go in that cave by myself. I'll
wow.
come here all the time and take pictures and check stuff out. I'll go
Yeah.
Cascade by myself, don't care.
Yeah.
That cave,
No,
even on a tour, like I'm kind of like on edge.
Yeah.
I get uncomfy in there.
right.
It's a really cool cave. You should go.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
You should see those places where you go and you're like,
Hair on the back of your neck standing up, yeah.
yep. So you guys should definitely go if you're gonna get spooked out.
That's awesome.
And there's a lot of spool and where the miners will sift through the dirt to get the stuff they need to make the saltpeter. So they'll
Okay.
sift and then they'll take the dirt and they would chunk it. So
Okay.
you walk through and saltpeter feels like this type of cave, like a Betos cave, but it's just the dirt where the miners chucked it. It's actually
Oh.
a Riata cave like Cascade, so it's massive. It's just the walkways are little because of the dirt.
Cause, yeah,
But you have to think that was 1800s.
that's crazy, yeah.
It's still there.
Wow.
What's in it?
Right, right.
Yeah, that's spooky. And they only take you in by lantern light.
Oh, that would be cool
Yeah,
too,
there's
though.
you're not allowed to take if you take your phone out, like it's a big deal, like you gotta have no flashlights.
Right.
It's just a flicker. And the cave looks wild under lantern light.
You were going spooky on us.
Yeah, you're getting me scared of
All the bats and stuff, we kind of, the body.
There she goes. We hear all that. Yeah.
There's even a crawling one talking about that. Yeah. There's even a back page black tie with a formal photo, and we're doing a crawling in Cascade. It's not big, it's that. So with the flashlight, it's gonna kind of look right there. Do you guys see
see them?
Oh, yeah.
That's,
Tucked in there.
I think that's a big brown. It could be a little brown though. I can't really tell. The shape of his face is kind of hidden, but I think that's a big brown. But they do that where they wedge up to get away from that draft. So if you're in a cave like this, you see them kind of wedged up, at least in this area. More than likely a big brown, but it could be a little brown. Oh, he's so tiny. Right there, pass it back for you guys. It's just a little hole. Can you guys see him back there?
You're
No, you're fine. I just want to,
No, I
at least
see
you guys can kind of see where he's at, because you all got flashlights.
Yeah.
Just put, if you want to look at him with your
Oh,
flashlight, just
yeah.
put the rim on him and not the, but yeah.
No blast him.
Yeah, you guys can kind of probably figure that out.
Oh, yeah.
Look at his little
His
face.
little face up there.
They're like needle in a haystack in here. There's so many little holes in the pocket they can go into.
Well, they can get through just about any kind of hole.
I also like to sleep a little crevices in case. I haven't seen anything else good as you yet. So we're just going by flashlight.
Yeah. It's actually crazy though, how much you can see, isn't
Yeah, I'm
it?
surprised how bright it is.
Yeah, remember, I would train people on crawling floors. I'd be like, you're gonna be shocked at how much you don't use your headlamp. They'd be like, what, your guys don't use a headlamp? I'm like, no, everybody behind you has one on. You don't need it. Like, you can use it, but you're gonna have all this light.
I don't have a flashlight at all.
Yeah, and you can see, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You're not gonna assume, you can
No, I'm
see,
good.
right? And you can have mine.
I'm good.
Actually, we like let our eyes adjust, like when we set up the X, and when you guys had an Apple Watch, we could get out of this cave with your Apple Watch.
Well,
There's a flashlight on it.
We did a train, like where we touched,
oh, yeah.
and we were kind of hunched down and we
Oh,
walked.
yeah.
Does it shoot up the front? Oh, wow, it does. That's a pretty good flashlight for, oh,
There's a button right there.
And then
In that hole. Oh, we just did it. Oh my gosh, there's another one. Up here, right on the ceiling right here, there's a hole. If you stand the right way, he's up there.
Did they crawl up there backwards?
Yeah, I feel like you'd have to.
Yeah.
In that position.
Couldn't turn around up in there, right?
All up in there.
Fly in reverse or something.
Parallel parking.
What'd you do? Oh, with Matt.
Oh, yeah, look at him. I know.
Oh, they work, right? It's not much, but it's on. I mean, that one was really far away, so I kind of didn't count those, but if we did, we're still really good for excavating.
for the bats.
Yeah, like that's actually pretty impressive that we saw, the two that we saw. Like the one big one.
What's creepy is when you look behind him, how dark it is.
Yeah.
No one wants to be in the rear.
Most likely to be eaten by a cave monster.
People just start disappearing one by one.
Like, where'd they go?
We
The GoPro
had 7 in
go.
the group, now we have 6. Now we're down to 5.
Oh my gosh, you guys seem like a perfect group that would do this. I had a guy on a tour one time and he kept humming, and I couldn't understand why I was doing it. And then we got in this passageway, and his whole family started humming, and it sounded wild. So I don't know if any of you guys will hum or do like a but if we all do it, this place like vibrates. Would you guys want to try it?
And
It
that's
was
how
really
cave-ins happen.
Huh? Yeah.
From the
Okay,
vibration.
so dark.
What are we conjuring with our
Oh, yes,
humming?
we're good. That'd be freaky in the dark, wouldn't it? Maybe that'd be kind of scary. Okay, so like, well,
Oh, that's
maybe we're not
weird.
keeping up.
Yeah, you're like,
Did you guys feel it? Oh, okay, I was thinking I didn't, but I also might have been humming kind of crazy.
There was some reverberation. There was some reverberation valve.
Wait, which note are we humming?
I don't know.
It was G minor.
You caught me. But he was doing that, and his voice, it was just like creepy.
Yeah.
And then once I felt his whole family doing it, I like turned and snapped my neck like, you guys are.
We gotta do it with the lights off, right?
You guys wanna do it with the lights off? That'd
Yeah.
be crazy. You guys want to?
If we turn the lights on and somebody's missing, yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Totally nailed it.
We could form a choir.
Okay, I tried to run it.
I'm like, is everyone still here?
She tried to creep away, didn't she?
supposed
No,
I was like, why is everything so quiet?
That would've been awesome.
John is missing away.
Just conjured the cave ghost.
I think she really made all that up. She just wanted to make us hum.
No, I swear. I swear.
She's gonna be like idiots will just.
Don't do anything I say.
You'll never guess what I made my group do, and they totally fell for it.
But around the corner, there's that big hole. The stairs here, clearly you can see the light, that's how we're gonna leave. But you guys are welcome to go over there and check that out. The gate is rusty, so just, you know, don't be grabbing onto
Oh,
it.
so we can't hang off the edge of the
Yes, you don't get it.
It may not hold on.
Yeah, coming to Carter Caves and need a tetanus shot, so. But what's cool about that opening too,
Shining the flashlight up.
It's a shame we can't get a picture of her.
See a lot of these anchor holes. Are they just trying to plug the cracks?
no, that's old lighting stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so those are, I'm assuming it was like the strip lights or something.
Oh.
But basically all the old rusty pieces that you see, that's just from light being rigged there at some point in time.
Gotcha.
That opening too, as you guys are checking it out, so if you look down on the ground, you might have even saw some stairs. So at one point in time, there was a bridge that went from that opening across the hillside.
Oh,
It was a
wow.
big wooden bridge in the early 1900s. And you would have started the tour actually on that bridge. Your guy would have taken your tickets and you would have done the tour this way. But that bridge actually collapsed in the 40s with a group on it. Yeah, nobody died, but really serious injuries. There's actually.
Are they haunting as part of the cave?
Yeah. So the Ghosts and Legends tour would have you believe that possibly. But ever since then, they just never rebuilt the bridge because the park was founded in 46 and that bridge collapsed in like 48. So the park wasn't even very old anyways. But I found pictures from the Historical Society and that was just chilling open, even well into the 50s. So I don't know when they put that gate up. But kind of a cool thing just to think about though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty much the last thing I do want to touch on with you guys is where we're going to leave. If you look, I'm gonna shine a light right here. You don't really have to know a lot about geology or explosives or anything. Kind of look at this and tell this is blasted out. Just the rigidity of the rocks and the path of it. And then you can even tell other things like that right there.
See the boreholes?
Yeah, see, you guys already smell what I'm stepping in there. So whenever we go out here, the reason I love to talk about this is because this was an exit that was blown out with dynamite. We have a date, we know when this happened.
Wow.
So what's cool is if you look at 75 years, this was when this was done. At the ceiling of the cave, there is actually soda straws forming. And they're like little nubbins. They're just little itty bitty babies. So I feel like sometimes with this stuff, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around when it started, how old it is, because no one really knows. But
Yeah.
this is almost like a control date. We
Right.
know when it happened. It's documented 100%. And you look, and it's just, that's 75 years in a cave.
Wow.
And then you kind of think back on that column, it's like, holy smokes.
Can you imagine?
You have nubbins. Like if I didn't shine a light on it, you guys probably would just walk right past it.
Right.
It's just so small and insignificant. But what's cool is because of that fact. So I'm gonna shine a light on that. Well, you guys have lights too. But yeah, so does anyone have any questions before we leave?
No.
Hot dog, all right.
They give you all. I'm hungry.
There's nothing.
Wow.
And also too, you'll actually see this kind of stuff, if you guys are hiking around. you'll see soda straws like down at Smithy Bridge, like on the little ledges and stuff. And they look about that size, so it's kind of also a good visual for you. I mean, and all this stuff, it's nuanced, you know, that's not a 75 years the next cave might be a little bit different. Oh, turn the lights off, there you are off. But that one, there's no nuance about it, that's it, 75 years, that's what it'll do. Oh, you're welcome.
That's so cool. Good planning on your part to have us come out with the flashlights so you don't have to go back down in there. and
Right?
Put the lights off.
Actually, there's a switch right
Oh, is there a
there,
master switch?
but I went to flip it, and that's why I looked at her, I said, I was about to turn the